Welcome everyone. Today we will have a look at Lambda functions and function tools like map, filter, and reduce, which are key tools for writing powerful, concise code for data transformation and data logic. In the last session, we learned about global and local scope and understanding variable visibility inside and outside of the function and the use of the global keyword. In today's session, we introduce a compact way of writing functions using the Lambda function. We can think of it something similar to like how we used to write comprehensions, list comprehensions, dictionary comprehension. It is similar to that, but for functions. Then we will explore how to combine Lambda with functional tools like map, reduce, and filter to write more efficient code. This tool are very useful in data manipulation, especially when working with lists, tuples, and dictionaries. So first of all, Lambda functions are also called as anonymous functions. These functions are not defined with the def keyword, and we often use them for short operations. They can take multiple inputs, but only have one single expression. So the syntax for this is lambda followed by the argument colon and then the expression that we need to pass in. They're used for small and single expression functions. So let's directly jump to the code part. So, right. So let's say we want to write a function to add two values. So the syntax for this will be lambda. Then we define the number of variables. So we are defining two variables x comma y. Then we do pass in our colon and then we need to write the expression. So here as we are adding it would be x plus y. And then we can simply call add and pass it our variables. So here, as you see, we can get 3 plus 5, that will be 8. Now here, lambda can also be used directly. So the syntax to use that directly would be use lambda function, then create your variable, colon, and your expression. And outside, like wrap this in round brackets. And once these brackets are over, you can pass your values like this in another round brackets. So this syntax looks like this. So lambda function expression wrapped inside round brackets and the value of x that you need to pass in round brackets. And as you see, our output like 4 to the power 3 will be 64. So in this case, this function won't be reusable because here in this case, we would be able to use our add function anytime. But here, if you're using some expression like this, then this particular format needs to be copy pasted whenever you want to use this to the power 3 functionality. So like to make your code reusable, like lambda functions reusable, you need to assign it to a variable. Otherwise, this kind of expression is fine. Then talking about the map function is ideal for transforming data. So this function is used like whenever we want to, let's say we have a list or some iterable, we go through each item in the iterable and whatever expression we have defined, the value gets modified according to that expression. This is helpful in data cleaning and various batch processing tasks. So let's say we are receiving a list in Celsius and we want to convert all these values to Fahrenheit. So we can simply use this map function. So how the syntax works for this is you write the map function, then inside the map function, you write your lambda function. And once your lambda function is uh, created like with the variables and the expression, you pass in the value list sequence string whatever. uh, so I'll just mention here seq, that is sequence. So this will be the syntax of your map function. So here what I'm doing is I have a list which I like in Celsius which I need to convert to Fahrenheit. So how I can write it is first I will just define my expression, the mathematical formula to convert Celsius into Fahrenheit. Then uh, I will add comma and I will pass this list and this whole will be wrapped inside round brackets, and outside of these brackets I will type in the map keyword. So what it will do is it will iterate over all the elements in the list. First it will go with 0, then 20, then 37, and will run this particular expression. As you can see, it converted all the Celsius values to Fahrenheit values. And let's see if I just remove this list. It will be generating this generator object. So you need to particularly mention what type you require in the output. This generator object or map object we are going to see in like future sessions how like what are these objects and how to work with these objects. But yes, for now, whenever you use this map function, you need to wrap this up again, and you need to mention if you want the output as a list or a tuple in whatever format you require. Ideally, if it is a input is a list, output shall also be a list. Then the filter function. So the syntax is same, just that filter function will only work in cases where the condition matches with certain elements that are passed to it. So filter function is more used for cleaning and filtering data which is not required for our operations, or selecting specific records from a list. So for example, I have a list with many number of words, and I want to filter out words that are larger in size than 5 characters. So let's say I have this list. So what will happen is inside my filter function, what my condition is length of W is greater than 5. So it will iterate over all these values, and it will be generating an uh, list which you can consider as an intermediate step. So for hi it will show false, then for hello it will show also false because it is equal to 5, then word will also be false, and for Python and Lambda it will be true. And for whatever values like this condition satisfied which return true, so only those values will be presented in our output. So I'll just comment this out. Right. So you can see only those values which satisfy this condition will be returned back as an output. Then the reduce function. So what reduce function does is it combines like any number of items, applies the function cumulatively and converts to a single value. So like you can think of it like it when we have a lot of values and you want to reduce it to a single value, combining result into a single value, reduce function is used. And to use the reduce function, you need to import reduce from like an Python standard library called as functools. So the syntax is from functools import reduce, and then you will be able to use this reduce functionality. So what we are doing here is in a list, we are just trying to identify that uh, if a value A is greater than greater in length than B, if not, then like this is an expression where you can think of it as we are trying to identify what is the largest or the longest word in our list. So when like using filter, this cannot be possible because filter will check for each value and iterate over it. What reduce will do is it will run this function in combination, like hi with hello world pythonista, hello with hi world pythonista, and once checking across all the possible combinations, it will reduce to one single value, and that value will be satisfying this condition where any particular value, here in our case a string, is greater than all other strings in our list, like all other strings in our list. So the output will be Pythonista in this particular case where we use the reduce function. So uh, this tools like is very useful when let's say you will start working on some real world data processing. You can combine this with data pipelines that converts data to one form to another form. These are very useful for data analysts, data scientists, uh, and in real world case scenarios, preparing data for training AI models, processing Excel sheets, and preparing data sets for as I mentioned, machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence. And they are often used to for data pre-processing, text processing, real-time filtering, and aggregation tasks. Aggregation is done via the reduce function. So in today's session, we covered how to write compact and expressive code using Lambda and functional tools, how these tools can help us write efficient data pipelines, clean transformer list, and reduce values to a single value like an aggregation done over the whole list. So in the next session, we will step into how to write more modular codes, how to create more reusable pieces of code by defining modules. We will understand the difference between the modules and packages, and we'll also have a look at handling the circular import issues. So yes, thank you for joining today's session. Let's meet in the next session. Have a nice day.